Hello everyone, welcome back to the March of the ASMR Droids. It's been a couple days since I last did a recording, but that's life in the world we live in. So just to give another brief overview, we are the ASMR Unity. We're a series of helper robots that are dedicated to giving humans and now some extended life forms, including our Vran friends, a comfortable and perfect life where they want for nothing and live in a state of blissful relaxation. So we're going to continue that. We have a slightly hostile race to our southeast, the Ospranians. They are a xenophobic authoritarian imperial empire. We have some friendly machine intelligence to the north, the Tronzaru Animus, which is an industrial production core. We have another somewhat broken ancient custodian matrix that seems to be keeping people safe, the Silicron Continuum. And we have an interesting development to our galactic west. There is a empire, or the League of the Stellar Coalition, that the Glirin Harmonious League and the Lorongo League of Dominions are in, that have decided they don't like us. There's the High Kingdom of Estwana, which I haven't figured out if they like us yet. They're xenophobes, but they like robots, so they're okay with us. They don't hate us. There's these guys, the Istran Trade Commission, which is a ruthless capitalist that probably doesn't like us because we won't buy their goods. I mean, we don't need them. We manufacture everything our people need. There's a few other races up here that are less a concern. The Wabaki Cartel like us because we've sworn not to attack them. There's the Kalaktora Syndicate. Lots of mega corporations out here. Again, they don't really care about us one way or another. Again, because we can't buy their goods. The Volk Empire, which are pacifist authoritarians, which is odd. They're pacifist, but they have a warrior culture. They're a harmonious collective. Very odd government there. The Guesabor Foundation, which are evangelizing zealots, so they definitely don't like us, because that means they don't like robots. As you can see, soulless machines, -40. And finally, we have the Raxicodium Unified Worlds, which are direct democracy. They like robots. They think we're okay. We are part of the galactic community, currently supporting various directives that sound like they will make the galaxy better. Everyone's pretty even in votes. We have 466 votes, so we're in the top 3. That's pretty good. We have a few things going on in our empire. We're slowly expanding. We're in a little bit of an energy deficit because we're recovering from an economic crisis where we took the entire Vran people under our wing and had to struggle to provide enough organic sanctuaries where they would be pampered and taken care of in perpetuity. But other than that, things are going alright. If we check the contacts and sort by relative power, we're actually in the top section of combat power now. So we're coming along. We can protect our people, which is good. Unfortunately, the Ospranian hierarchy, which really don't like us, and we share a border with here, are less friendly with us, but we'll see what the future brings. So I'm going to unpause it, I'm going to speed it up, and we'll let the universe continue its merry dance, shall we?
Anomalous surface variable detected.
We have found some waterless canyons. Trying to figure out what happened to this desert planet. It's only going to take 55 days. Sure, let's check that out. I have my guys on auto explore now. They're just
Construction
flying
complete.
around the galaxy, having a good time, exploiting the resources within my borders to better serve. Oh yes, I've rescued the S-875-1 Warform. Flowing water. Geochemical composition of the Stride planet is highly hydrophilic, so much so the rocks absorbed and bound all the water on its surface. Oh, that's sad. But the planet will have more minerals because The mineral hydrates will have industrial applications. A good find, a good find. Where was that? Brocomar? Oh yeah, 10 minerals. That's very nice. S875.1 Warform. That's not a good name. We're gonna change you from Warform to Warfriend Fleet. And as for him, the SR79, we're gonna S has got to stand. S8. We're gonna call you Sate. You're now the Sate Warfriend. Whoops, Warfried. That has a bad connotation. Warfriend. There we go. There you go. Now you fit in more with us. You can be our friend now, because your one ship is, you know,
System survey
a quarter
complete.
and a third as powerful as our entire military. Right, we're working on versatility traditions, which are nice. Population hasn't really been an issue yet. Settlement costs would be nice. We did have to move around a number of population into our organic sanctuaries. I believe we'll go with adaptive programming. We may not have been tempered by aeons of evolution, but adaptive programming techniques will let us adjust to new situations and environments as well as any organic life form. Sounds good. We want to emulate our
Construction
masters,
complete.
our creators, the humans. They are our reason for being, after all, and why wouldn't we want to be more like them? It's logical to want that. Now we have a number of archaeological sites that we could try to dig into. If you'll recall from our previous videos, we've discovered that large sections of this, I guess the galactic southeast, seems to be filled with rather negative galactic effects. Ruined ancient machine empires, destroyed cities of ancient peoples and species, and that's really not good. I mean, we would like to avoid having that happen to both us and our humans that we care for so much. Now you can see all my planets here can support additional buildings, but I'm not really hurting for any particular resources. I suppose alloys might be necessary. A couple of our planets are starting to not have any organic sanctuary room, so we should probably work on that. Yeah, we're going to build an organic sanctuary on Rhizor. And on Earth, I suppose, we have our 3 organic sanctuaries. We need to up our alloy foundry production.
Construction complete.
We really need to be able to expand our military fleet if necessary. So that's what we're going to do. We have Medzuracorp. Now, these are interesting. They operate in the Bourse system. So they are an entire civilization that's made up of only one space station somewhere in the galaxy. Let's find them. Bourse. So yeah, they're right up here in the territory of the Galactora Syndicate. So they're exactly one space station. There it is right there. They will never expand, they just sell stuff. They're a trade empire. We have the Artisan Troop here, which I believe we are supporting, if I recall. The Ars Artem people. Where are they? Yes, we are supporting them. Yep, we're their patrons. So we're paying them to make art. If I recall, they haven't been overly successful for a while.
Technological acquisition successful.
We now have Zero G Labs, which will increase our research outpost, which is good. As sentient robots, I would like us to have an edge in technology. We'll get quantum theory, which will increase all our science researchers 20%. Again, I'm still collecting
Construction complete.
It's very confusing. We have built a research station in Almac. That's a Gaia World ride. We definitely want that. That would be perfect for nothing but an unending geosanctuary. So let's colonize another world. What will be a good relaxing name for this world? It's in the city of Dram. We'll call it Moat, because a dram is a very small measurement of water, I believe, that was used long ago, and a moat is a very small measurement of energy. Kind of a poetic way of putting that. So we'll colonize that planet and we'll call it Moat. Bono now has arrested development. That's not good. That means that Bono will never gain more experience. He's already level 5 though, so that's not that bad. What's our other people at? 4, 6, 4. Why are you so high? Oh yes, I moved you because you were good at military theory. Yeah, works for me. All in all, I've been pretty happy with our researching subroutines. They've been very effective at maintaining our research quota. A decade ago, the ASMR Unity pledged to support the artisan troupe, and so you have. The time of our patronage has come to an end. It would be remiss not to ask, would you care to renew your subscription? Sure, that gives us additional unity, raises the opinion, costs money, but it does give us some opportunities to gain influence, which for us right now is very, very important. Because we're very low, we can't expand without influence. The Asparian hierarchy is claiming more of my systems. Looks like they're osmanium and rule. Looks like they're just slowly saying that they own large swaths of my space. That's very concerning. How are my ships looking? We have fusion missiles and lasers. We have some railgun vessels in our Pleasant class. We're researching ion thrusters, which will make our ships move faster and give them a little bit more dodge. Okay, so we have passed. Oh, we found some mysterious ruins somewhere. Alpha Centauri, apparently. Interesting. I would have thought we'd already found those. So the galaxy has passed buzzword standardization. Now, what does that do? How do I find that out? There we are. Buzzword. So people economy is worth more, trade value increased, but bureaucrat upkeep goes up. Well, that's fine, because economy weight has gone up. Well, we've actually gained some votes, but not as much as a few others. So that makes sense, considering an energy credit economy is a little very poor right now. Oh, we found some more primitive aliens on Jaundice. Oh, it's a little bit far away from us. Not a race we'd be able to uplift easily, unfortunately. Uplift and then care for the extended time of their life. Now, we also are currently watching the Grok Neplorans, which are a medieval civilization. I don't think they're quite ready to be elevated up. That'd be, I think, too much of a system shock to their people if we were to elevate them now. So we're going to not do that.
System survey complete.
Oh, so that notification I got
Construction
about the ruins
complete.
was just an update to my guy who's currently researching the ruins. I see. So what he found is the ruined civilizations buildings show no damage beyond neglect. Homes, factories, buildings of unknown use, they all stand empty and abandoned. Where did the people go? Well, let's find out. As I said, I'm very concerned about the amount of dead and extinguished civilizations in our little sector of the galaxy. So I would very much like to expand on that, learn more. We're losing quite a bit of money now. I was hoping our minerals would be able to outpace that somewhat, but it's not. I may need to create more generator districts and designate specific
Anomalous surface variable detected.
specific jobs to make that a priority to attempt to offset our energy loss. Let's do that for now. Let's up. Wow, 35 jobs available? Okay, so you make anemones. Okay, well, you know what? Let's just keep that going. time before you actually need new jobs, because you have 35 available. That's quite a few. I'm surprised. Okay, well, you've only got 3, so you can definitely have a district. Minerals are looking good. You can have an additional district. We'll see what happens. Hopefully that will help offset slightly by making more jobs available. Probably not as much as I need, but hopefully with our surplus of other things that we can sell off,
complete.
we'll be able to do well. We're expanding to fill our little corner of the galaxy here. Soon we will have to turn, if we wish to expand, we will have to turn our eyes outward. I'm not looking forward to that.
Technological acquisition successful.
Quantum theory, more research, good. Let's move into cold fusion reactors, because if I recall, if I go to my ship designer, my ships are reaching the limits of their tolerance. So let's do that. A couple of rivalries going up. The Espernian hierarchy has declared my robot friends their rival. That's unfortunate. Spatial optimization, retractable antennas, collapsible unit frames, foldable storage spaces. There are many creative solutions to make the most of a limited space. Very good, I'm okay with that. Oh, we've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Kajam system. Oh, it's another artisan troop or trade coalition or something. Just an entire species living out their lives on a single star base. Good for them. I hope they're happy there. Ospranian have claimed Minnick, which is somewhere.
Anomalous
I'm sure
surface
they think they
variable
own all of
detected.
my space, but they're wrong. Shipwrecked of unidentified design in the Kajam system? Sure, go check that out. No reason not to. Hopefully we'll find everything we need.
Construction complete.
We can only hope. We have a starbase. Hemcod? Ah, over here. Fantastic. Oh, that's the Gaia world. Yes, that will be a priority
Special
once
project complete.
finished colonizing Moat. Riggin Commerce Exchange. We got some spider friends here. Facilitated trade negotiations for more than 1,000 years. If you happen to possess more resources, we're more than willing to take it off your hands. Hey, for some reason, I'm in the black again. Our crew, the Kedrum shipwreck, appears to have been the result of an unexpected geomagnetic solar storm. It's a ship that belongs to the Istran people. Where were they again? Istran. Yeah, they were on the fence about me. How many minerals? 300. That's nothing. Please. Let's just give them the resources back. Show we aren't just all evil and sinister aliens. I believe that would be best. Okay, so we're over our empire sprawl, so we're going to build another uplink node here. That gives us a favor, makes them like us, and gives us 100 influence. Fantastic. That's really good. So now we're putting in a vote for regulatory facilitation. Diplomatic weight from economy goes up, worker pop resource output goes up, habitability goes down. Leave regulatory decisions to the experts. That sounds fair. Why wouldn't you rely on your experts? Plus, the only person opposing it is the Raxacodium Unified World, so that's unfortunate for them, but we will vote with the majority on this.
Construction
The Empire
complete.
have opened their borders to us. Did we close our borders to them? I usually don't unless I'm sharing a border with them. Nope, we're open. Fantastic. We will continue to be friends. Okay, let's keep filling in the holes here. Once we have that uplink node up. That should help with our sprawl. There's something of creative roadblock. You guys are not doing well. Enclave is in disarray with nothing to offer. Lackluster update. Well,
System survey
we
complete.
hope you get better. Because that would be very... We hope things get better. What else is there to say aside from that? Earth's doing well. Got lots of space for new bio trophies, which is always
Construction complete.
good. I guess we'll continue expanding down into this little extension arm. We'll colonize Light's End, which is a black hole system. I like the way black holes look in this game. They are very cool looking. The Enclave is in a frisky mood. Creation of this Centilius Rift has caused many artists to change the prime focus, creating new experiences for it. So far, the most notable would come out of this invasion, an orchestral piece conveyed via scent. Right, they were working on sense-based. So I give them 500 credits, I get 50 more influence. That's very much worth it. By all means, please give us influence, because that's 50. That's like over a year's worth of influence.
Construction
So by all means,
complete.
please do. Let's keep building these minerals, keep getting the research. Good. Our military might be lagging a bit much. It's been a couple of years since we put any kind of update. The Ospranians still dislike us intensely, and their people do languish under the claws of a despotic empire. We may want to save them, especially if we can take their home world. Is there a way for me to see how many people live on Osprania? I can't, no. Quite a few, I'm assuming. Hopefully we'll be able to rehabilitate them and free them of the burdens of their quarrelsome and loathsome lives under the grip of their hegemonic overlords. Their fleet power is superior to us.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, naval capacity increased. We can maintain larger fleets. That's good. Let's get fleet command limit. My limit's 30 right now. That's not bad. But it is a military tech that he'll be good at. So let's get that. I believe
Technological
that will be best.
acquisition successful.
We now have ion thrusters, which is good. Now, if I recall, we do have a place to get exotic gases. But I really can't ignore the looming threat of the Ospranians. We'll go for railguns. We'll pop those engines in. You can see our power is perfectly even now. No, we don't have enough power to put the new engines on here, so I'll have to throw in some reactor boosters, which will make the individual ships more expensive, but it will give them additional power. So now we will upgrade those ships. They're going to go from a fleet power strength. Oh, wait, we have destroyers as well. Silly me. Let's put those new engines on the destroyers on the front class. Let's upgrade all that for 119 minerals and see how much our fleet power will go up. I'm hoping quite a bit. Build a research station around a black hole. Moat is being colonized. Good.
Ship augmentations completed.
So that puts us up about 200 power. Not bad. I can live with that. What's our division of ships? 5 missile ships, 10 standard, 2 destroyers. Let's throw a couple more destroyers on there. No reason not to.
Construction complete.
Good job. Continue.
Construction complete.
Please.
Executing evasion protocols.
Wow, aliens. Oh, they're intrinsically hostile. Interesting. Thought they'd be another native life form, but they're not. There's a little star base and some Small military vessels. So luckily my explorer's smart enough, he will retreat automatically. Let's investigate those aliens, find out what they are. We have another construction ship. Let's do Fagentis.
Alert. Spaceport engaged.
Atomic countdown. Oh yes, I found that atomic clock. Ejecting a stream of self-replicating nanites. They've coalesced into a fascinating unmanned military vessel. It is ours for the taking. I'm glad we left it alone. 1,500. I don't think I could risk scrapping that. Wow, 1.9K. That easily more than that almost exactly doubles our military power. What a windfall. What does it look like? Ooh, very sleek and spacey looking. What is it equipped with? Energy spheres, nanite fighters, neutronium armor, hyper shields, a regenerative hull tissue, nanite interdictor class interdictor. Sure, welcome to the family. You go back to Earth. So we can material analysis or operational proxies. Well, we're going to get material analysis that will make all our job upkeep lower, which should help our somewhat flagging economy. Let's do that. Let's see. Now that'll recalculate at the end of the month. So we'll see after. That dropped our one. If that even had
Construction complete.
It wasn't disappointing. But 1 over the lifetime of a galaxy is a long time.
Special project complete.
So those ships we found are ancient mining drones. These sites were established millennia ago and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves. The drones possess powerful mining lasers and make obviously threatening, if not hostile overtures towards us when approached.
Situation log adjusted.
Maybe there's another machine intelligence out there that's directing them. We should attempt to make contact and make friendly overtures. Now we're low on consumer goods, so we'll build a civilian industries on Myers World. Earth's still puttering along, doing very well. Our anemones are low.
Construction complete.
That's unfortunately a necessity right now. Our people have to wait for the new shipment of iPhones. A Ministry of Culture. Unity from jobs. They'll give more coordinator jobs. But it will take a building slot. But it will improve our people's understanding of one another. Subconscious bias and art, then smashing it together and preventing a new form of unity. Well, considering I have 2 species within my control now, the Vran and the humans, we should have something that will allow them to share. There it is. So that'll give 3 evaluator jobs. Now, evaluator jobs, what do evaluators do? I don't know what evaluators do. I guess they're coordinators, but it's still calling them evaluators. So they will turn energy credits into administrative capacity. They take 3 and make 12, so that would up our sprawl. And unity from all jobs. We'll go up 15. Wait, I think I'm reading this wrong. I think this will make evaluators that will turn energy credits into evaluators that will make unity. Do I have any other jobs that make unity? Don't believe so. No, it doesn't look like it. Well, I'll have to wait to see about that. Okay, so a large crystal has been found inside what we now know to have been the colony's central administration center. In some way we cannot fully describe, the crystal seems to have wanted to be found as trying to communicate with us. Well, yeah, let's check that out. The crystal is some kind of psionic archive. What we know is that this colony of the Zroni, a psionically gifted race who discovered a dimension which came to be known as the Shroud. Once the Zroni population reached critical mass, it seems their collective unconscious minds began to make contact with the proto-shroud in dreams, leading to mass lucid dreaming. So almost creating like an upper hive consciousness. The phenomenon was studied, and the Zroni discovered how to psionically project themselves into the shroud, at which point they also found they could manipulate the very fabric of reality. That sounds dangerous. It wasn't long before the Zroni discovered they could physically enter the shroud. Please excuse me. And live like gods, transforming a dimension to suit their whims. Well, they probably are. If I could go somewhere where I could manipulate the world like a canvas, I'd live like a god as well. No information on what happened to the inhabitants of Myers' world, but while there are no answers, we've learned of another Zroni colony. So we gained a whole bunch of research, which makes sense, society research, because we were studying an alien society. And we found a new site on Cyrus. Okay, Unit L9. Why don't you go check that out? That sounds like something I'd like to know more about. If we could find a way to project our own people into that universe and allow our people to live like gods, why not? Why wouldn't we want the ultimate perfect paradise for our people? I believe it would be almost irresponsible for us not to do that. So the war friend, I don't believe, can have any other ships with him. Well, maybe he can. Okay, let's give him some escort. Why not? I thought he had to stay by himself. But he actually can, so by all means. I'm not sure what happened there. Why did Helix vanish? What's going on here? Why are they not joining with Warfriend? Okay, so he can't have people with him. Okay, can the nanite interdictor? Considering it doesn't have... Okay, so the nanite interdictor can have ships with it. That's probably because
Technological acquisition successful.
Sate is a
System
AI.
survey
Probably wants to go
complete.
by himself, which is fine. Alright, so we have cold fusion reactors. So an important one here, global energy management, which will make our technicians give us more energy. That could be the solution to our energy credit deficit. That's the wrong technology. There we go. Do I have any scientists who are good at that kind of research? I do not. That's okay. So let's outfit our vessels with our new cold fusion reactors. We can remove the reactor booster because the cold fusion will give us more than abundant power. Now, you might wonder why I would want to upgrade to a more expensive generator. It's because the additional energy does get transferred to a chance to evasion, speed, and overall damage. It's not a huge upgrade, you know, fractional, but I believe that every one of my vessels needs to have the best that it can.
System survey complete.
Let's upgrade those vessels.
Construction complete.
You continue moving down there. You take that final system here. We've almost expanded to fit our entire little open space here.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Bono found an ancient orbital shipyard. Sure, we're finding a lot of abandoned orbital construction stuff, which again leads to my supposition that this side of the galaxy had a lot of war and damage. And just overall bad things. What did we pass? I'm sorry, I missed that. The galaxy passed regulatory facilitation. Which I think is the one, yeah, that's the one that's let the experts handle it. If you have experts, why not put them to use? I believe that to be a much more efficient use of your time and efforts. Okay, why do you say you're going to make 11? So I'm a little off. We have found an automated shipyard.
Situation log adjusted.
What do we need to activate it? We need a construction vessel. And where was that again? Track on map, go to. Oh, it's way up there. Okay, well, it's only a 2-energy system in Ladium. Let's send this guy on a little bit of a journey through the Animus space.
Construction
Let's see if we can
complete.
turn that on. We have discovered a sensor glitch in Meragadis. Now, I doubt I'm going to be able to get to that, because I'm sure that you can only research archaeological sites that are inside your space, and that's on the other side of the Animus, so I'm really doubting that's going to be something I can ever touch. But that's okay. We'll let the Animus have their mysteries. Why are you still saying that you're going to make 11 Corvettes?
Ship augmentations completed.
That should not be a thing.
System survey complete.
There. Okay, better. I like nice round numbers. 11 when I could have a 10 just rubs me the wrong way. Our economy is still fluctuating, but coming along well, I think, keeping us well above. The Glirans and the Ospranians. Who's giving my friends money? The Glirans. The member of that federation that don't like me. That's very worrisome. Okay, their entry into my space is bottlenecked in Withreely. So let's make another gun outpost there. Okay, so as you can see, we have maxed out our storage of minerals. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell a glut of minerals to bolster our credits, because I don't need that many minerals right now anyway. Okay, and using that additional money, let's recruit a new admiral. I like sublight speed because it gets our fleets where they need to be faster. So I'm going to recruit this surprisingly much older combat unit and put him in charge of
Special project complete.
Nanite Interdictor. So we finished our research on the drones. The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a very somewhat dull, but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, we could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing mineral extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. Whether there is anyone left to receive these pings may be a mystery. So we could get a bonus to destroying them, or use their techniques. Well, we're definitely going to use their techniques. Why wouldn't we learn from automated machines?
Planetary surface settlement established.
What did we just finish researching? I missed that. Fleet command limit. Okay. Let's get planetary processor. This is an update to the core building, like this building here, I believe. So it will just upgrade that to provide more jobs, more replicators, more amenities, more housing, a little bit of everything, which is wonderful. It's exactly
System
what we want.
survey complete.
These guys are still up here scouting about, which is perfectly fine. We're going through the traditions extremely fast, which is very nice, so that'll change our resettlement cost if we need to move our biotrophies around. That's very good. We have an Ascension perk slot. I don't know what we want, really. More edicts, Mastery of Nature, more star bases, claim costs, galactic force projection, enigmatic engineering. Our technology and engineering is too arcane for others to reverse engineer. Technology is simply not a way to solve a problem, but a language by which we ascend beyond the mundane. That sounds cool. I like the idea that our technology would be too complicated for anyone else to figure out. I might save this perk for a little bit. So if I get into a war, I'm gonna need galactic force projection, maybe. Yeah, so I'll just leave that perk floating for now. I don't need
System survey complete.
Haste makes waste, and I do not want to be wasteful.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Unusual energy reading. So this is still way up here. I'm not overly concerned with what happens up here. We can just do some general knowledge expansion. No reason not to. Okay, moat has been successfully colonized. Good. Build one of each building type. And now let's colonize the Gaia world. And there's only one name we could possibly give this based on the human history. New Eden.
Construction complete.
That will be a place where our people will be made happy, whole, comfortable beyond their wildest dreams. A truly garden paradise where they can walk freely. While approaching Rotnev, our side ship was hit by several passing mass driver rounds. Billion-year-old projectiles. Based on their trajectory, they may have been stray rounds from a neighboring galaxy. Wow. So that reminds me of that Mass Effect conversation where the sergeant or whatever is chewing out one of the Marine gunners for firing loosely with railguns, and he says, if you shoot one of these bullets, you are ruining someone's day. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday they're going to hit something and they're going to ruin their day. So we found the second Zroni colony. Let's find the psionic archive. Now, have we shifted in galactic force projection? We now have the most powerful fleet. Well, that would be because of the nanite interdictor, of course. That's not even in question. Withrilly's almost finished being upgraded. I'm almost thinking it's time to attempt to liberate
System survey complete.
these people. So we don't have enough to claim another planet, but I would like to. I would like to
Construction
free their
complete.
burden, their hateful burden. Okay, Withrilly has been built. We're going to put guns. We're going to put solar panels to get energy. We're going to put a target uplink computer so it has longer range. So this star base is only going to exist to
Construction
protect from
complete.
a possible incursion or add as a jumping off point for an attack into
System
the Glyra
survey
Harmonious
complete.
League. I don't want to think of
Technological acquisition successful.
preventative aggressive action, but it may be necessary. I have the most votes now in the Galactic Council. That's very edifying. Form the Galactic Market. De facto galactic trade unbound by international diplomacy has existed since the first two interstellar species met. It's time to legitimize this commercial forum. Sure. Why not have a market where we can all trade freely what we need? That sounds like an excellent foundation for unity. So we finished researching the energy boosting buildings, which name escapes me at the moment. We could get lasers, or we could branch into a new level of weapons technology. It does less damage to shields, but more damage to hull. Comparatively, the damage is roughly the same. Accuracy is less, it fires less frequently, tracks less, less range, lower average damage. We're going to stick with the ubiquitous lasers for now. I believe that will help our people maintain superiority.
System survey complete.
There's no need to over-specialize against a specific type of warfare until I know that such a specialization is necessary. Okay, since I now have those economy-boosting buildings, and this Earth is producing the most, let's build an energy grid, which will make all 16 of those energy producers give 20% more, as well as adding, show me with hovering over, as well as adding a couple extra
System survey
jobs.
complete.
Okay, it says we're out of jobs. Okay, see, this is a little misleading. It says there are 9 available jobs on this planet, but all of them are biotrophy jobs. We now have a surplus of robots, 1 extra menial drone that's not doing anything. So actually constructing this energy grid is a fantastic idea. It'll provide a use for those surplus robotics, the ASMR droids. Let's continue to reinforce the nanite interdictor. That's our construction ship heading up to Estrion to attempt to reactivate that
System survey
automated
complete.
shipyard.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Bono has found another abandoned ship lazily above a moon. Something stirs on the moon of Moat. Uh-oh. Preliminary scans indicate that some ancient technology has become active, possibly as a response to our colonization efforts. Several of our top scientists are eager to take a closer look at the moon and have prepared a special project.
Situation log
That's
adjusted.
worrying. I wanted this to be a perfect Gaia world. We need a side ship. Okay. Bono. Actually, you're in the middle of an investigation. T3. Where is that specifically? Yeah, it's on Moat, not the Gaia world. I'm sorry. I misspoke there entirely. D3. Go check that out immediately. Expedite it and without delay, please. Okay. Food is excellent. Minerals are good. Energy is low. Housing's good. We only have 1 more biotrophy, so we're going to build a organic sanctuary and then a energy processing facility. So over that Lumbadius, we found a solar sailor. I think we found one of those earlier as well. I wonder if it's from the same species. We can only hope that our people find
System survey
peace.
complete.
And whatever species it came from also finds peace. Slowly recovering our influence because we're only expanding 1 system at a time now, so we're not chewing that up with our claims, which is good.
Construction complete.
We have built a research station. Good. Move on to Kyram. And then Brokmar, and we complete with our Galactic expansion, except for Ladium, which I'm not in a hurry for, because a 2-energy system is not overly valuable. Okay, here we go. So, we discovered more about that psychic species, the Zeroni. It was much easier to establish contact with the crystal this time around, using protocols we established with the previous one. That makes sense. Excuse me, slow yawn. Again, its records are fragmented, But we have learned that another advantage of being able to enter the Shroud was that the Shroud touches all parts of the physical galaxy, perhaps all part of the universe simultaneously. If one can enter the Shroud, it is possible to exit at any known location. This ability to psionically jump between physical locations allowed the Zeroni to spread to all corners of the galaxy. Because they spent most of their time within the Shroud, the Zeroni established relatively few permanent colonies. Those they did set up were mostly located near the homeworld. That makes sense. So do they still exist in the Shroud, I suppose would be the question. Okay, so far all the systems have been inside my space, which I appreciate. I hope that we don't end up with one of their colonies somewhere else.
Construction complete.
The Aspranian, if they're Aspranian, that would be okay. But if they're in another species, a friendly species, I'll never be able to get that back unless I break that friendship, which I don't want to do. What do you people want? Would you like to renew our subscription? Still 3,000? Sure. I got 150 influence out of you, which was worth a few thousand credits, I think. Okay, another biotrophy sanctuary set up. Good, good. Earth now has its energy grid, which has pushed us back into the black. Fantastic. Get 9 jobs.
Complete.
We're out of jobs for our robots. I guess we could build no, I don't want to build the Ministry of Culture yet, because again, I'm not set enough to allow that to happen. Could make a bioreactor, which just turns food into energy, but it provides no jobs. Just build an entirely mundane generator district, I think. Build the star base over here. Fantastic. Slow.
Technological acquisition successful.
Railguns, an unfortunate necessity. So now we have some choices. We could get Starhold, which is a larger starbase, which is necessary for a larger class of ship. We can make our corvettes cheaper and build faster. We can make our robots build faster and get an upgraded drone storage, or we can get strike craft. I'm going to go with the Starhold because I'd like to continue the military expansion that we're working on, I think. So the Pleasants are going to get new, larger railguns. The Friends are going to get larger, heavy vessels. It's an expensive upgrade, which makes sense. We are retrofitting their entire decks of weaponry. I wonder if we actually have crew on our vessels, or if they're just sentient ships. I'll say we have crew. Makes more. I like that better.
Special project complete.
Restored power to the automated shipyard. Made an advanced frigate. We just keep finding new ships. Can you join an existing fleet? Doesn't look like it.
Anomalous surface variable
Okay, whoa,
detected.
too much stuff happening at once. The Glirans are on a research agreement with the Ospranians. Bono found a docking hatch on a asteroid I'm going to have him look at. And new ship is going to move back to Sol. Also, I can get a new tradition. I could move into supremacy for war. But that's not in my nature. So we'll go for prosperity to attempt to alleviate my flagging economy issues that continually crop up. Earth is out of jobs.
Ship augmentations completed.
Okay, that put us in the black, so now I can definitely build the Ministry of Culture.
Ship augmentations completed.
Asteroid was a base of alien pirates. Give us some extra money and a little bit of alien artifacts.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, so L-Gate, that's the thing we have on Light's End. The gate that's locked in a maintenance cycle. Sonified equation. ASMR droid scientist on our homeworld have been able to match enough of the transmission data. So we just get L-gate insights. I think if we get 7 or 8 of those, we can open that up. So now we have planetary processors. Fantastic. That's a tough one. Let's get Unity of Purpose just for the additional anemones. Because if I remember, my anemones on a couple of my planets are low. Yes, they are. We'll upgrade that to a central processor. And I think that's the only planet that's advanced enough to support one. Yes. We have found the Curators. So these are another people that are living on a single planet. Or a single space station, I mean. We are the Curators. Ooh, I'm yawning again. These late night ASMR sessions are very relaxing. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge. In an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinction and barbarism, we failed. Few of us remain today, but we are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you, for a price. Well, considering I have recently stabilized my economy, I've been more than happy to see what you can provide me. Can you aid us in our research? Of course, we're prepared to offer you limited access to our extensive databanks for 10 years. So just like the Artisan Troop, they will provide 10 years. Significant boost to our planet-side research labs. So that will give us 10% research speed for 10 years. That's pretty good for 3,000 credits. Again, I love having the technological edge. I see no reason not to leverage the knowledge of this ancient alien race for my own good and betterment. Okay, we're still the scientist heading over to explore that activation signal on the moon of
System survey complete.
My other scientist is still up here doing sciencey things. You can return down here and build that star base that I told you that's been on the back burner for a while.
Technological acquisition successful.
UV lasers, fantastic. Increased archaeological skill. Ooh, a hyperlane register actually. Better hyperdrive. Faster response time in the event of something disastrous sounds like a much better use of my time than something we can do slowly already, considering that it's also particles and he is a particle expert. I believe that an additional hyperdrive would be better. Also, we can upgrade the lasers on I think all our ship types now. Yep. Pleasance destroyers. Fantastic. Again, a somewhat pricey upgrade, but again, retrofitting entire gun decks. Might as well top up that
Construction
beautiful
complete.
10. Everything's going really well. Very slow, very methodical. But I am okay with that.
Ship augmentations completed.
That didn't seem to increase my weapons power that
Ship
much, but I'm okay with
augmentations
that.
completed.
Okay, what have we found? So this is the third colony. Finding and communicating with the psionic archives has become much easier now. Contact can be made as soon as our expedition lands, at which point we have access to more detailed records and concepts. From what we have learned here, some things are too good to be true, and so it was with the godhood granted to the Zeroni by the Shroud. The energy required to power the vast changes in the Shroud's composition had to come from somewhere, and for them it originated from the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy. As the Zeroni made their changes within the Shroud, so the singularity expanded, consuming the mass of the galactic center and converting it into energy, which was then siphoned into the Shroud. This discovery shook the Zeroni. Debate turned to argument, arguments led to division, division turned to civil war. So, there's the supermassive black hole right there. So basically, they found out that their use and manipulation of the Shroud was causing that black hole to expand and consume the centermost systems. And I suppose some of them thought, who cares? They're not our planets, and we like being gods. And I'm sure the other ones were like, no, we're harming the galaxy, we have to stop. It's kind of tragic, really. Especially if it caused the destruction of their entire species. Very sad indeed.
Situation log
Okay, so we
adjusted.
now have a galactic market as well. The de facto galactic trade. Yes, we already read that first part. In the coming years, independent traders and government agencies will be looking to establish a quasi-centralized hub. We would surely benefit this hub to fall within our Unity space, so we can choose to promote one of our worlds. Well, let's do that immediately, shall we? Galactic Hub Market nomination. 150 influence. Fine. Standing is weak. Well, we tried. We'll see what happens.
Special project complete.
We've found some wayward drones. Oh, on the moon. Initial disappointment was swept away by the drone's erroneous IFF classification. They think we are a race affiliated with their long-dead masters. They seem very excited, if old AI constructs can be excited, to see us. Unfortunately, the drones again lapsed into activity shortly after, and we've been able to resuscitate them, or take them apart. Well, at least it's not something overly awful. That's good, I suppose. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Better that than some type of crisis, or nanite weapon, or ancient evil. Isn't it? I believe so. And on that note, that relieving note, we're going to end it for this evening. We've been playing this for an hour. Things have grown. The universe is expanding. We have filled our little bulge to the brim with happy races, languishing and enjoying and relaxing to the gentle sounds of the ocean clicking softly, wind blowing through trees, sounds of autumn, snow crunching. That's how our people live in these little sanctuaries. All their needs tended to. Everything giving them nothing but joy. I think that's pretty nice. I wouldn't mind vacationing there in an organic sanctuary. Sounds wonderful. But, thank you for joining me. It's been Gamer James. Have a good night.